Hey guys, back with another YouTube video. Today it's going to be showing a video along with a couple of updates. I hope y'all are having a wonderful Christmas. And I thought I would show off some gifts that I got from a friend of mine yesterday and a couple of updates. So I hope you guys enjoy. So let's get started. First things first is on the K-bar knife that I got from my new buddy Eddie. Y'all remember that video. And I had just finished rehandling this yesterday. I thought I would show this to you guys. Again, I wasn't trying to make this knife look new again. It was only new once. I mainly wanted to give it a nice aged leather handle. And I repurposed an aluminum pommel and reused the original guard and repurposed some old leather that I brought back with me from D-Queen. Gives it a nice unique look. Overall, awesome restoration. Didn't really need much done to it. The blade, all I did was just give it a nice sharpening with my whetstone and clean up the guard and hilt. And then I even cleaned up the scabbard a little bit. I know it's hard to tell, but I made the logos more readable on both sides, and I cleaned up the rust off the pins a little bit. Made it a little more nicer. And then I had spare time to work on this bayonet that I got from my buddy Eddie. This one actually had a little bit of a turn. Those who remember, this was actually facing the opposite direction, and obviously that was not how this was from the factory. And as I was straightening the tang out a little bit to where I could fix it up a little bit, apparently the pins on this started coming out because whoever the previous owner was, not Eddie, it was someone else, they didn't even pin this on properly. They just used little itty bitty nails and just shoved them in there and pinned them over. And that's not how it works. So luckily I was able to get this pommel off and face it the right direction. And I had to repin it myself. You can see it right there. And I gave it a set of walnut scales along with a couple of bolts to make it look like the original handle. Again, I was not trying to restore this. I'm trying to preserve it. And overall, it's really nice. I found out this is a Mauser bayonet, and it's a CSZ bayonet from World War II. They were making these from, I think the thing I read says they were making these from 1920s all the way up to 1945. And these sword bayonets are actually not common. These are not easy to find. You can find the shortened versions all the time, but these long ones are harder to find. And I polished up the blade a little bit, gave it a nice hand sanding with some 1000 grit, and polished up the pommel a little bit. Overall, it's going to look beautiful in my collection. So thank you very much, Eddie. Glad to finally get a sword bayonet in my collection. Next is on my Christmas gifts. My good buddy Sam dropped by to see me. Those who've known my channel will know who he is. He and I did some horror movies together, and he knew I was a big fan of Walking Dead, and he gave me an awesome present. So I'm going to show this to you guys. This is an official replica of Negan's bat from Walking Dead, Lucille. And there's 3 versions that this company made. There's a clean version, which is this. There's the bullet version, which has a bullet shot in it. And then there's the bloodied version that you see later on. And it's a real bat. It's not a prop. And this thing's got some weight to it. This is going to look beautiful in my collection. Thank you very much, Sam. Glad to have another Walking Dead weapon in my collection. And again, since he knew I was a Walking Dead fan, he also got this for me. It's a zombie head knife holder. All these knives are mine, of course. And again, this is a prop. It's not real. So for YouTube reasons. And I filled it up. And it's going to look great in my collection. You'll probably see it in the background in one of my videos. So that's awesome. Thank you very much, Sam. And then last but not least, I did a trade with my brother. And for YouTube reasons, I'm going to say this is not real. It's a BB gun, but it's very realistic. Again, it's not real. And that is, he traded me this for some pieces of leather for his knife that he's cleaning up. Beautiful. This is a We the People. Let's see who makes it. Yeah, it's a Sig Sauer 1911 We the People .77 BB. Made all metal construction, function, just like the real 1911. All it needs is a new spring, which I can happily fix. Beautiful. The only thing I might do to this, I'm going to probably swap these grips with some wooden ones. Because I'm not really a fan of the all-metal grips, because if it's really cold, it hurts your hands. And I'll eventually do a shooting video of this when I have time and I get a new spring for it. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. That's all the updates I've got so far. So y'all thank my good buddy Sam, my good buddy Eddie, and my brother. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. And as always, stay sharp.